All right. Right now we're about to do melodies. I'm gonna teach you guys how to make melodies. Just waiting for people to tune in. This is a live, so you will be able to see the live chat after this. It's going to. I already know there are some people checking in that are interested in learning this. This has been something people have been talking to me about, tutorials and stuff like that. So I'm just checking real quick. Okay. And I'm going to put in desktop mode so I will be able to see the live chats. Great. Okay. I'm actually going to pop out the live chat here so I'll be able to see what you guys are saying. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to the tutorial on how to make melodies. This is Vollarti, and it's good to always know how to make melodies. And if you get samples, I just want to say, if you get samples from people, make sure you get it from someone. Make sure you get it from someone that you know, and that's like either in person or you trust that person. You know that they make the samples. Just to be safe. Certain places, like certain things where it's royalty free, you still want to be safe and just know how to make your own melodies, to be honest. So that's what we're gonna do. And go ahead, guys, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to be checking my comments, like I said. So if you have any questions, you will be able to ask me them through the live chat, and then I'll be able to answer and see them. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get started. So I want to make sure that Day is on here because he had a question. I got asked from one of my followers. I got asked from one of my followers to explain how to make beats with things that come with FL Studio. And also, excuse me, melodies with things that come with FL Studio. And also, I'm going to explain in this how to use third-party plugins such as Keyscape, Omnisphere, Nexus, Serum, things like that. We're just going to kind of run through some stuff. I know he said it because some people don't have, and I'm glad that he asked me because that's great. This will be for people who don't have plugins as well. So I want to be able to help people with that. Okay, things like Flex and open up stuff like Harmor. Sometimes, like, by the way, if you're wondering why stuff that you put in is not like working, sometimes you need to go back into the plugin manager and then just reset them, and then they're going to show up. Okay. All right. Day, if you're in here, let me know because I want to make sure you understand it. All right. So I'm going to wait for him to come in and to chat on here. But for now, what we're going to do, and Day, if you're here, you can just chat on the chat and I'll be able to see it. All right. So I'm gonna just talk about how to make melodies. So let's open up Keyscape. This is a third-party plugin because I know that he was trying to check that out, and I get it. Like, you know, and I teach that in my mentorship too, and I teach them how to make melodies from scratch. I have been in a situation where I don't have it right now, and it takes time, you know, to get all these plugins. So definitely keep grinding, and you know, use what you have at the moment. So right now, I'm gonna just create a melody. So pick a better sound than that. Make sure. Let's pick wash. Right. Make sure y'all can see it. Yep. Okay. So you know what I'm saying? So basically right here, I created this melody. Now, if you want, and I'll go through and explain it. If you want, like, right? You see, you hear this? Now, this is cool. The thing about it is, it sounds a little choppy. And if you like it like that, yeah, I made beats like that. But if you want to fill them up, you can just highlight them all and go like this. And the highlight, you just press command and hold down the click button, scroll over. You could just do that. And when now you're like, what is all that? Now, to make sure that everything is in its place, you press Command L if you have a PC, Control L, and that will do legato. And that makes sure that everything fills up each of the spaces, right? So now, so you don't have to do that where I did that, you know, I'm undoing it to go back. Or you could just, instead of you doing this and dragging them all out, you could just press Command L without doing that, and that'll fill up the spaces, right? That's another way of doing that. And so what I did was I do it by ear. I make my beats from scratch by ear. It's a talent I've had since I was a kid. So what you do is I went like this, and then so let me move this over here real quick. I'm going, so let me just make another melody here. So what I'm doing is you're seeing it. When I'm playing something, I'm going like, and I'm literally playing it and listening for what is going to sound good. That's what I do. You just do it by ear. So as you saw, there were some notes like here, that's off. So what I would do is I would move it up or down from what type of melody I'm trying to get. You know what I'm saying? And I could just repeat that. So that's how you do that. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clone this. I'm going to put that melody we made first. I'm going to put that on the other one, and I'm going to mute it for now. And what I'm going to do is show you some stuff about the melodies. Okay. So, or I'll just do this one. So that's one way you can do the melodies. So let me just put Yeah. So then I can put some chords on it. So what I did was I just and I just because if you're going down and you listen to it, that don't sound right. That don't sound right. That don't sound right. That sounds right. So that's 2. 3 is a chord usually. Now I'm not a music theory person. I don't know how to play the piano. I just have been doing this for so long, 7 years, that I have a good ear. And then, nope, that's off. That's off. These might sound better with a different melody, but they're off for this. That's off. See? And that's how you make a chord. It's really, you have to just keep practicing. Keep making beats is what I recommend. Keep going. Don't give up. Continue to grind and make more and more beats. It comes with practice. If you just expect for it, you just to wake up and beat, it doesn't work like that. You have to put in the work. So then I just moved this up an octave by pressing Command and up on the arrow key. Right? So I do that. And so I just put this here because this is the low, this is the bass note. So I just put these up here and I moved them up an octave and just put another D sharp, but just a lower octave D sharp under with an A sharp 5. This thing right here, this like little thing by in between the D and the 5, this is called a sharp. Now another one is called flat, and that's the one that looks like a B. So that's the difference if anybody wanted to know. A sharp, what's up, Rafiki? A sharp is like it looks like a number thing, like for phone numbers. And yeah, so a flat is the B thing. So yep, and I just know from ear, but let's try it out. That's off. So that sounds good. So let's put in another one for the chord. That's off. That's off. That's off. See? And just by using your ear and just trying it, it just comes to you, and it begins to become easy. So let's put the third one here. See, that's off. See, so that could have been good there too. If you noticed, there was instead of using the C sharp 5 just like the lower one, I could have actually just did this one here and it would have still sounded good. So that's what I'm saying. There's more options than just that. It may change up the feeling or the melody a little bit, but it's not like you have, just because this is D sharp or C sharp, it has to be. No, you do it by ear. So that actually sounds good, just like this one. This C sharp 5, it still sounds good both ways. So, you can do it like that. So I moved them up just to keep them separate, a little bit separate from the actual melody. I wanted to have some chords up here, and this is really the melody. This right here is the melody, this part. So yeah, that thing always does that. So yeah. So hold on 1 second. Let me just make this move this up. So, anyways, what I'm saying is, if you, so I like that, and if you can think real quick, what would be the next thing that comes here? The next thing that would come here, would obviously, well, not obviously. I want you to get it. After a while, that would be what I would think is I would think to repeat this because you want it to sound the same. So I'm going to put the same thing over here. All right. So for me, I just know that would come up. But when you're thinking about it, honestly, you could try other stuff too. The point of what I'm trying to say is there's no like, it's not like it has to be perfect. This is like, this took me a long time. It's trial and error. You just kind of use your ear, and this will also help you with your mixing and mastering too as well, because you'll be able to hear what's off and what needs to be added to what. So, and for these, right, let's go ahead and make these a little bit longer. Give the chords like a fuller feeling, right? Right. And then, right. And then if you want to create bass notes, this is pretty cool. So watch. If you press Command and Shift, you can do this. But if you guys ever had trouble and you're trying to get like all these low bass notes and you can't, because you see I'm trying to do it now and it's hitting the other note. Now I may want that, but if you didn't want this one note right here and you're just doing it like this and it gets annoying, a way to get all the notes that you want, you'll be able to click, but hold it down. You'll be able to click the ones that you want. So I want these for the bass notes. That's how you do that, so that you don't have to highlight ones you don't want. Then I would press Command C, which is to copy. Then I would press Command down on the arrow to go down an octave. Then I would press Command V. And what that does is it'll put the same ones that you copied and put down an octave. It'll put them back once you paste it. And then the ones that you wanted down here for the bass notes are there. Now I'm going to move this. Make sure you don't press right now, because there are other notes for legato, right? You would think, right, I could just press legato and these will spread out. No, because now there are other notes that are shorter than making it this long. So you got to spread these out. Manually, because watch, if I press Command L, they're going to be shorter now because this can't reach there because this stops here and this stops here. So it only works when you're just starting out and you want to legato stuff, or if everything in here was spaced out like this, then you can legato them like that. So, you know what I'm saying? If everything was long like these notes up here and these were long, then you would be able to legato those the same. So that's very important. Remember that. If you do that on accident, you can easily press Command Z and go back. So Day, if you're in here and you had a question about, hey, what's up, meme boy? If you had a question about the flex, hopefully you're on here and you can type. This is a live chat, so you can message in here, and I will show. Let me know if you have any questions too in the live about how to do something. I will show how to use. I'm using right now Keyscape, and that's third party, but I will show how to use stock plugins too, because I know you were asking about that. So now, if you're looking, here's the bass. That's one of the ways you can make a melody. You know what? It's not, and that's a full thing right there. And you could just layer it up. I'll show you that as well. But that's how you make a melody. Now I'm going to definitely explain, there's other ways too. But like, let's add something in the top. See, that's off, right? Let's go down one. That would have been if it was like, so that's a little off. But it sounds a little okay, but that's not what I want. Those are sounding a little bit better, right? You know what I'm saying? So that could work. Let's try and move it down one again. And then doom doom. And then now if you want to copy this, so I was like and I'm just doing timing, because look, with the tempo, let me move that, right? Dun, 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 right? And I put, so that starts there for the next part. And let me take this off first, because what I want to show you, if you press Command A, okay, if you press Command A, it will do this. Now, usually, if you see all these ghost notes here, and we'll go next and talk about ghost notes for how to help you too, if you don't know how to, if this is even hard for you, which is okay, then that's because I teach my clients this is perfectly fine. If this is okay, if this is a problem, then we're going to do ghost notes. We'll make it even easier, which are these things, but on a whole like level for you to really make the melodies make it a lot easier for you. So like I was saying, you see how these are still going? That's why this went to a full 8 bar, because these on another melody, which is this one over here, is all the way to 8 bar. So because of that, even if I press Command A and it stops here for this specific sound, because there's something else that's that long, it's creating that issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, right? That way that's not a problem. So now if we press Command A again, right, and go back to this one, you see how it cut back to only 4 bars? 1, 2, 3, 4. I used to get confused and think that 5 means that it's 5 bars. No, it's 1 to 2 is a bar. The space in between are bars. So just in case anyone got confused with that. Now, if you press Command A, it'll highlight these. If you have a PC, press Control B. If you have a Mac, press Control B, and it'll do that. And that is how you copy and duplicate very easily, instead of you going like this and having to press Shift and go all the time. But like I said, if you do have that situation where another sound is 8 beats or 16 or 24, however many beats, and you just have a 4 beat thing, 4 bar thing, then it's going to go however long the other one is that's longest. So just remember that, which is not a problem, because if so, you just go like this, press Command, you scroll over it, and then you just have to do the Shift one and you drag it over manually. Hold down Shift and drag it over. So that's how you do that. And remember, I was saying I wanted to add this thing here, but I wanted to put that there. I wanted to show you something first, because if I did that, it would have went to here. But because there was another thing on the sound, actually it was going to go to the 8 bar. So. And what helps me with melodies too is using the metronome. As much as people are like, oh, the metronome's so loud, turn on the metronome if you need the help. Forget what people are saying. The metronome will help you count. That will help you. Math, it's math. That will also help you with your ear, so you know how to be on time too as well. Do the smart stuff. Don't just listen to people. Okay, because it's already there, which is good, because I made a chord, see? And because of the benefits of the chord that did that. What up? What up, Day? What up, Adam? What's up? What's up, everyone? So because of the benefits of that, I was gonna put that there as you saw, but now it's already there from the chord. So let's see. So Day, yeah, I see you. I see you. So we're gonna definitely talk about flex in a second, and harmony and all the things that come with FL. But I've just heard something. Instead of making the melody still be super high, I'm gonna put it under. Dun dun. Ooh. Yep. And instead, I'm going to just move this one here so that it can play again twice. was a little bit. See, that's it's timing, man. I'm not perfect. That's why nobody is. You just keep, it's repetition, practice. So if I had the metronome, it would have been a lot easier, right? So let me go back and play that. Metronome, super helpful. You know what I'm saying? And then put that again. And it's crazy. That part was already there from the melody I was making. And you see, that was here, as you see already, from when I made this before I started putting the rest of the stuff in. And that's what happens. It's just like you just synchronize with the melody you make. And that's what I want for all of you guys, the people listening, my followers and everybody. Understand that it's with practice. And then everything begins to just sync for you. It just becomes very easy. And you just bust out a smile, because let's just put melody tutorial. You just bust a smile because what used to be hard for you is very simple. You know what I'm saying? And then this is a cool thing too, right? So it sounds good, right? But it's very like robotic. It's just zoom, 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 right? Because the velocity's down here. So let me move this down here, right? The velocities are like all the same volume. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's not a human when they're playing the keyboard, they're not hitting every note exactly the same strength. I mean, that would be very hard to do. So what people do is they press Option R, and that creates the randomizer. What this does is I take off bipolar unless you want bipolar. But what this does is this makes this more human, because the reality of a human playing it, not just us playing it on this DAW, they wouldn't be hitting all the notes the same. So you just make sure this might happen when you put this up. You put it up, you press Option on the randomizer open, and this happens. You're like, what happened to my melody? Just unclick pattern. That's how it'll go back. Make sure bipolar is not on unless you want it. But bipolar will just make you, when you uncheck bipolar and you just move the velocity, it'll move stuff up and it'll move stuff down pretty much, maybe a little bit up. But when you go on bipolar, it'll be pushing high volumes up and low volumes down, and so that's the difference. As the word bipolar is like you're up and down. So that's what that means. So I'm pretty sure that's why they put that, because it's just, so anyways, now for this, I just have these checked off, and now I'm going to listen to it and go with my feel. It's what you feel, right? But when you're making beat for artists, it's still what you feel, but you want to make sure it's good. And I recommend when you're doing melodies to randomize. I don't always do it, but I highly recommend it. And I usually do it because it just makes you feel, it makes it hit the body more, and hit the soul more, because you're making it more realistic. So. What I'm saying, like, it just feels more alive. It's not more stiff and robotic. Ding, 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 ding. It's just more like you just can chill out, So randomizing is a great tool. So that would be how you create melodies like that. Now, what I'm going to do is, and we're going to get to flex right after this day. Okay, yeah, send the beat over for the showcase on Tuesday. I got you. I will be looking out for that, Adam. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another sound. And this is called layering. I love to do this. Now, if I add a layer for the sound, right, I want to just say, let's just find something that will fit underneath it. Now you just copy the same exact thing because you don't want to do a counter melody at the moment. You just want to fill up the beat more with the same sound, but you don't want it to just be light where it's not enough. So I'm going to just copy and paste it. Now the same thing is over here in Serum. Make sure, hold on, let me go back. So what I was saying is you just copy, get your sound, your other sound, copy, and then you paste it right here. And then you have the same exact thing that's in Keyscape, and now it's in the Serum one. Same, now you see it's Serum. It's the same exact thing. Making sure you can see it. Okay, good. So I recommend when you're using Keyscape, right? I mean, not Keyscape, excuse me. When you have two of these, make sure you only use one with bass notes. And the one I want to use with bass notes is Keyscape. So when we go back to Serum, make sure you take out the bass notes because you don't want too much bass, or else the 808 is gonna have some competition, and you ain't trying to do that. You know, you just want one. You don't want all of your layered sounds to have bass notes on them. Then the 808 can't breathe. So now let's see how this sounds. If not, we'll change it. So this is cool, right? But what I'm noticing, it sounds good, but like it all sounds like it's all in the same exact area. So what I would want to do, like even like what I'm saying, Keyscape, it's in the same area. It's not, so I mean, it's still dope, but I want to move this now. I want to move this up an octave, the whole thing, just to like give some difference between the other Keyscape one and this one. You know what I'm saying? And it's starting to fill up the beat. Now when the beat drops, you're gonna have enough now. If you maybe you would want to add some more, maybe you want to add some other bells or something. You know, I'm just doing this live on too, just to give it even more. But let's just pick a bell. I don't know. I'm just gonna do something. You could just do like a little lead bell. And now there's more ghost notes. See, now you know where it's gonna be for the most part, because these are here. And the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do the ghost notes with stock plugins, because I know Day asked, and I know that'd be helpful, because there's a lot of people that in my mentorships and people that I know that would love to know this all over YouTube. Now, even though all of these are here, if I went off of the ones that looked like ghost notes, not a big deal, because I went with what I think will sound good. Now, I could have went there and stayed here, or went up there, but and other people have different vibes. They might have done something else. So that's the point. You have to continue doing it. You're only going to get nice with this by doing it. Success does not happen on accident. I continue to hear that. You got to put it in the work. So what I'm going to do is and when that happens, right, everything sounds good, but you can barely hear some stuff now. So what I would recommend, let me just save. Make sure you save. So what I recommend is that you go like this. You start leveling stuff. Now you can hear the bell more, right? Even though it's on a high frequency like that, you can hear the bell though. So definitely start lowering with the channel rack volume before you even get to the mixer. That might even, if you do it, level it good enough, you might not even have to level when you get to the mixer. You might just have to EQ because you level everything below. So this is stuff I don't mind helping. There's so much more But this is some stuff I definitely want you guys to know. All right. So this I definitely know will help you guys when you're making melodies, and play it back as much as you need to. And I'm also here on Vollarti, at Vollarti on Instagram. You can hit me up. You can DM me. I'll be checking my comments on YouTube as well. Feel free to contact me at any time. So now, remember, it sounds nice, but let's try and randomize it. There we go. Yeah. Hey. Now that sounds cool, right? But what if a sound is a little, I'm going to probably keep it there. But if you're like, oh, some of the bells sound a little low, then you can manually push it up. Right? I'm just doing this by ear as I'm going. Right? I'm telling you, this is from you just hearing it and you're like, that sounds low. Let me try and put that up a little. You just got to practice. I can't stress that enough, because that is how you get nice. Do not let these people fool you and make you feel like you just don't have to do any work and you'll just be good. That happens for maybe a small amount of people. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. All right, so right there, I just got a melody. Just from that, I got a melody going on. So right there, just trying to make sure everyone's there. Let me know if you got any questions in the chat. So basically, this is not just because one of these is a melody, right? Okay. One of these is, I'm just making sure you could see it. By the way, that's OBS. If you guys want to start streaming yourself, it's a really cool software, and that's how I'm able to link up to YouTube. So, and it's free, by the way. So, matter of fact, I'll put the link in the description down there for you as well. OBS, put in description. I got y'all. That way you could just click straight from my thing after you're done watching the video. All right, so this is a melody, this is a melody, this is a melody. Now, this is a good enough one to start for a beat, for sure, because we layered it, made it fuller. All right, so let me save this. Wow, it's a nice beat, man. All right, so I just want to make sure that, and it's all right. I'm just trying to make sure Day is there, but sometimes YouTube, it starts to act funny and I cannot see if people are still on, but it's fine. You guys will be able to play this back. It always does that, and there's always people still on. All right, so Day, this one's for you. This is now, let me mute all these too, because I'm not going to be using them. I'm going to start from scratch. Actually, no, let's open a new one because these ghost notes are already in the way. All right. So make sure you can see it. You guys are good. Okay. So let's open up Flex, right? All right. I leave the sampler on purpose. You want to use the sampler for the ghost notes. And to use and to do the ghost notes, you click the stamp, this thing right here. And when you click that, make sure you uncheck only one, or else it's only going to do one thing of chords. Okay? Then you go and you can pick any one of these. I don't press percussion. I just do melodic or melodic chords. There's advanced too. So let's do minor. And because only one is checked off, you can do multiple. So let's do D. Let's go up to the octave again, D. Let's go up D again. Now you don't need to go that high because that's up to C9. That's super like high. You might not even be able to hear it. Now we go back to C4, and that's good enough, right? Now you could press Command A, or you can literally, if you want, and scroll all the way down. I'd press Command A just to speed it up. Then you move this all the way to 9, which would be a good 8 bar, right? Then you press none, because if you don't, I'll show you. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna press none. I'm gonna go to flex, and I'm going to click this. I mean, I'm not gonna click it, and I didn't press none like I'm supposed to. And now look, it created a whole chord. All you're trying to do is just play in a melody now. You're trying to type in individual ones. So make sure you make sure you unclick none, because it's dark right now, so it's on. And now because I unchecked none, it'll only play one note. That'll solve that issue. Now if you're like this, and you're like, oh man, I don't feel like going like this and this, because, you know, if you do that, you know what I'm saying? Instead, to create a new note, you hold down Shift and you click, and you can just drag and create your note, a brand new note. So that's how we do that. All right, let me change the sound though. This comes with FL Studio. So honestly, I do this in my mentorships as well. I just want people to know, or I'll show them without, but it's good. I like when I do it, because some people who don't have plugins, because what it does is it shows them you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money out the gate. That's the importance, to make sure that you can save money. You want to save money. It's very important. You don't have to get all these good stuff. I highly recommend things like Omnisphere, Keyscape, Serum, and all those things. I love them. But you can use these. You can mess with stuff. There are other things that are cheaper, which are effects in the mixer slot that can change these and make these sound third party. So you're not just out of, you're not just, oh, my beats won't sound, I just won't be able to think. Don't don't be in that type of mindset. There's still plenty that you can do. So what I'm saying, stay positive, and I'm gonna show you right now. What I'm saying, like, if you just get an effects thing for $30-$40, or just use these pianos. I don't really use this that much, but let's see. Synth pluck. These might be more keyboardists. Let's go to. So these are more like, these leads are pretty nice though. I'm not gonna lie. They got some nice leads on here. I remember doing this with a client, and we made some beats with this, literally on what I was talking about. Ooh. Yeah, don't sleep on Flex, man. They got some nice stuff in here. Don't just, you good. People are good. You just got to get the melodies down. All right. So now it says 3 people are watching. Okay, yeah. See, it just does that. It's weird. But so yeah, I'm using Flex if you're on here, and I'm going on the ghost notes. And that helps a lot to use the ghost notes. You just use the ghost notes. You go to the stamp. Make sure you uncheck only one. Keep none on right now for when you're creating the ghost notes in the sampler, not in your sound. You want it here. You see how they're still there? Because that is what is here underneath. That's the ghost notes. The sound is cool. It's just. It's cool. I want to change it though. I'm trying to find some keys, man. It's just a normal keyboard. And another good. Oh, see a guitar. Ugh. Oh, that's why I'm on A8. Let's move this down a little bit. sound better probably. Church bell. That didn't sound good. If you saw my face. There we go. There's something we can work with for this. Yeah. So, I mean, you can just put them all on the ghost notes. Now, let's just create some chords like, like we were doing before without the ghost notes, but now with just stock. And you can even put chords lower than the melody. You don't have to put the chords that high all the time. You could put them underneath the melody if this is up high enough in an octave, because you don't want to go too low where it's bass. So this is what I did. Ooh, okay, that even works. Let's do the third one for the chord. Nope. There we go. Okay, so I'm going. So let's just start here. Nope. Sounds like it's close. Nope. And then let's do the third one. Nope. But it wouldn't fit this one. Or maybe it would, but that's still off and it sounds funky. There it is. And then now, because we did that, I'm just going to copy this over and copy this one over. Right? You know what I'm saying? But these are still in the highs with the melody up here, with the counter melody. So what we want to do is move them down. Let's move these down. So let's move them down and let's move them down. So now let's actually move this down a little bit lower with it. Man, this is stock, okay? This is stock. If you can't afford it, that's okay. This is stock right here, man. You're good. Everybody's good, you know? Don't let nothing stop you from cooking up, man. I'm gonna do like a little lead. See? Now I can move a little bit faster because you're seeing me go slow. All right, so yeah, that let me save this. Save this as melody tutorial. Melody tutorial 2, because we did another one. Hey. So I just want to make this very clear. I'm putting this stuff on the ghost notes, right? You can still have something. Like let me just clone this. I'm gonna just create something else. Just real quick. Hold on, because I cloned it and it was muted. All right. So you see what I'm doing? I want to make this clear. You don't have to put them all on the ghost note lines. You don't have to put them all on these highlighted lines. And if you don't do it, it's going to be off. No, try it and experiment. As you're seeing, I don't put stuff always on the time. That's one of the times I actually did with that other melody. But sometimes I want to go and put them off the thing because I have different melodies in my head. So you're seeing these are not, all these is not, all of this isn't. These are these highlighted ones. So you'll see that this one is not on it. This one isn't. You see what I'm saying? You see? See, that might be a little off. And the ghost notes help. So let me put these up a little bit. Might be better up here. Command and up on the arrow. This one might be good down there. That's giving it more feeling in my soul. And then that one too would be good down there. But the other ones, you know, I wanted them higher. And then this one too. See, that actually sounds better there. See? You just keep moving it around. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. What's up, Ethan? So yeah, so that's how you, as you're seeing, if you're there, and I know you can play this back. As you're seeing, you can use flex. This comes with FL, and they sound still fire. Now, remember, Option R. Let's randomize it and make it a little bit more human. That's fire right there. Now, this is what happens if you do bipolar. See what I'm saying? That's fire still too. So bipolar, as you see, look, that's not bipolar, that is. It's just more, you know, so that's the difference. So make sure you press accept, and now that's there. By the way, you can also change the release. So you can do that as well. Okay. So yeah, I want to press accept. Well, I don't need to because I already accepted. Actually, I thought I did. Oh yeah, and if you press reset on accident, just go here to pattern. It'll bring it right back for you. The reason it's saying that is because I still have it on release. That's why. Because watch. Make sure. Make sure. Let me do it again. Let me do that again for you. No problem. All right. So what I did is Option R. I want to randomize it. That's what I did. So let's do it again. So they're already randomized a little. That's the thing. If you try to go back, they're a little. They're still. They're not back at where they were. So if once you do it, it's like you have to move them up. But it's cool. We're going to just lower down the velocity a little bit more. So watch this. Let's move that up. So I'm going to pull them up. Okay, that one needs to go up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey, hey. So yeah, and this is just a counter melody thing. I could put some stuff in. Ooh, Whoo, you hear that? Oh, this. Oh, snap. You feel me? What's that? Where they be throwing it up? You feel what I'm saying? I'm just joking. But I'm just trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got it. It don't matter what you have. You could do this with Omnisphere too, third party. The point is, these things help a lot. Now, I can go over here and you'll see me move my screen a little bit. So I'll move the screen and I'm going to go here. I can go to reverb. There's gross beat. I mean, there's so many options, right? So now I'm going to go here and I'm going to turn up the reverb. To now the reverb's on, so it's already going to sound better. So this is it without the reverb. I muted the reverb. And this is it with the reverb. Oh, that's why. I didn't put it on the mixer yet. Y'all probably like, what are you talking about? I don't hear nothing. All right, so this is it without the reverb. And then this is it with the reverb. So the reverb, the wetness, right? That is like just making more airy. The dryness is what it sounded like, more dry when we didn't even have the reverb on. You might still want it a little dry, right? You don't want it to be like completely spaced out. You can copy the value in case you like, you copy the value here, right? Because in case you mess it up, make sure you can see it. Okay, you guys can see it. Okay, in case you mess it up, right? You don't want to be in a situation where you're like, and you're like, oh man, I can't get it back to where I was. Nah. Take a deep breath. Make sure you copy it when you get it to a sound you like, but you want to change it. Maybe you want it to sound a little bit better. Do that. Paste the value, and now you got it right back to where you had it before. And you can do that for all of these things here. You can do it for these. Copy value. You can do it for the mixer faders. You can do it for all of this stuff. All right. So that is showing that you can do it. You can make fire melodies with stock plugin to help you save money and still make fire. You can use things like gross beat. You can use tons of stuff. I want to show you one more thing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to just Omnisphere at the moment. Hope that helped Day and anybody else who has these questions about pertaining meaning which is about how to do stuff with just stock plugins. In relation to that is what I mean. So Omnisphere, right? If we go here to guitars, let me just classic nylon guitar. Right? I'm doing this on purpose because I want to show you the strumizer. All right, let me turn this up a little bit. Right? Yeah. This sound like Gun already. Maybe a little baby or whatever. But anyway, so to get the strumizer, you can go here. Make sure you can see. Always got to make sure you can see. Cool. Okay, you can. So to get to strumizer, you can go here and you can go, you can go here and you can go to strum. Or you could just press Option S and get there faster. And if you move this time, you see it's moving it back. And moving it this way, it'll go. Woo! Hey. So what it's doing is it's like you literally have a guitar and you're just hitting the you have your hands on the chord, but you're using this with the pick or with your finger and hitting one string after the other. Once again, I'm not music theory. I don't know how to play guitar, piano, but I just know my family has played music their whole life. We were in a family band, and I was like the singer back in the day. But what I'm saying is you just go dun, like acoustics, dun, dun, and they're hitting one after the other and then going like that for a big ring at the end. So that's how. And if you don't want it to be that, you don't want it to be that far off, so it's like dun, it's more like dun. See, dun, even closer. You know, dun. And then you can go this way so that it's going off the top. Hey. Woo. Hey, look. Hey. So then look, that's it right there. You can strumize and make it like a guitar. You can randomize these. Let's try bipolar. Put some, like, make the release a little bit better. You can move these around. You're literally listening to your ear and what sounds good. I'm excited to see if there's some people in here who go to my my beat showcase every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am excited to see what you guys do. If you guys are watching this and you know, that'd be cool if you learn something and you make a beat. Let me know in the comments on that live as well on Instagram. By the way, that's on Instagram. The video will be up. Also, the video will be up for the Boss Mannerism for the last episodes on it'll be up tomorrow. So you guys will get that episode from last week tomorrow, and then every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram, I go live for every new episode. So like, right, make sure you press accept, because if you just leave thinking, oh, you have, oh, this is awesome and this is lit, and then you just press X, it'll go back to normal. You have to redo this again. So press accept, and now it stays that way. Oh, also, let me show you something. If you're playing in something, right, and let's do a keyboard, for instance. Oh man, breaking out them gems. I got a keyboard over there, right? As y'all see my setup in my other video where I showed studio equipment, all of my studio equipment. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it. Now, if you have a keyboard in, you go here and you go to notes and automation. Now let me before I do that, let me unpress it. Now you can get there by pressing Option R, by the way. Not Option R, what is it? Okay, it's not Option R. I thought it was. Anyways, actually, if you look right here, it shows in the hint panel. So yeah, so you can go up there. I just pressed it earlier today, and I can't remember it at the moment, but it's cool. It's not a big deal. So if you have a keyboard, right? You have a keyboard. Hold on one second. I'm going to plug in my keyboard, and I'm going to show you something. And if you're playing a melody, usually when I play a melody and it's recorded, it's off a little bit, right? It's off a little bit, and all right. So it'll be off key. Now this is, let me make sure you can see this. All right. So this right here, this is making sure it's snapped to grid. This makes sure that everything is on the line. And I always have it on line so that everything will be on time. Same thing with this one up here. Now, we're going to put it in step. We're going to put this one in step, right? Okay, you can see that. And right now, let me plug in my keyboard real quick. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just play in something. Now, like I said, I just know from ear, so I know some chords, but I'm not amazing. But let's just enjoy it. So I'm going to play it in, and it's going to be off, right? It's going to be off. It's not going to be on key. You'll see it while I'm playing it in, right? But because I have step on, and I have step on here, when I press record, and then I press the space bar for the 3, this countdown right here. I recommend putting that on when you're trying to record a melody in from your keyboard. Once I press pause space when I'm done, it'll snap everything online and on beat instead of you having to go and quantize it. All right. Let me see first what I can pull out the tool book. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Let me see if I can get there on time. It's kind of a little. Now look, boom. Now check that out. It snapped everything on the line. Now you have to go now and fill these up because they're a little, but you saw it was a little off. Now look, make sure when you're done, unclick this or else it'll re-record over everything. Make sure. I want to make sure I let y'all know that. So. And now listen to the metronome. Some may be off. You have to move them. That might be because you played them way off. But they will all, for the most part, they'll all snap onto the line. So that's because I was playing them off. But they actually are on the line. If you look, they're directly on the line, each and every one of them. Now, they may be off. You see how I played one of the keys off? That's because I literally did that. But all you have to do is just move it. So that's what you would have to go and do but it'll make your life easier. And you would have to go and do this too if you wanted to, and this is more human-like though. This is what I'm giving these gems. Look, option R is basically setting it to be like this when you play it in on the keyboard and everything is randomized because that's how humans play it. That's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, guys, make sure you put this back to line. I just do. I like to have it online for me, for me to just feel good. All right, so guys, this will be a great thing for you guys to play back. I'm glad I can help. Okay. So, what can we talk about right now? We can say that you can make melodies using stock plugins still. You can also make melodies, obviously, using the third-party plugins. So if you have the money, buy the third-party plugins. If you don't, that's okay. There are other things, and you can get at least effects for $30-$40 versus a whole thing like Omnisphere and stuff for $300, $400, $500 or whatever the case is. I don't remember the number. So all hope is not lost, okay? Just put in the work, and I'm glad I can answer people's questions. And I wanted to just show you this because Splice is a great tool, right? But you gotta, I just wanted to show you that melodies can be made. You don't always have to go to Splice for melodies. And now the fact that people are using so many of the same melodies without you realizing, you're just going to get a melody and you're just chilling, you're not thinking. But the reality of the fact is so many people are going there because they're all royalty free, meaning you can use them for profit and there's no copyright on them until they get published. So I just recommend making your own melodies or having someone who has a guitar or who can play the piano, but someone you can see in front of you or someone that you trust and that can actually play the instrument. And that they're all original sounds. That's my option and that's my solution. I'm so happy that you guys were here. I'm glad I can help. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.